Hello, guys. My name is Radhesham Baragi, and today I am here to discuss one topic with you. This is topic belongs to strength of material of civil engineering, and it is very helpful for the JEN point of view, and for the AEN point of view, and for other competitive examination of civil engineering, right, from the state Rajasthan and other districts. It is very important relationship. Let us discuss in detail the stress strain diagram for a mild steel under tensile stress. So let us elaborate this. What the thing is happening here? We are drawing the relations relations between the stress and strain, and in which situation we are drawing it. We are conducting the tensile test over it, right? And we are conducting a tensile test on which material? Mild steel. So stress strain diagram for a mild steel under tensile test are drawing here. Okay, so let us see. If you will look towards this diagram, O is the origin point, then in the y direction it is stress, and the in the horizontal direction it is strain, right? So see the stress strain relationship, okay, is moving, is behaving like behaving at a different means I mean to say that it is behaving different between O to A, then different between A to B, then B to C, then C to D, and then D to E. So there are three differences presented here in this diagram, which is given in detail. So let us read out this paragraph. The stresses strain diagram for a mild steel specimen under tensile test is shown in figure 2.38. We see that from O to A is a straight line. Okay, straight line from O to A, which represents that the stress is proportional to strain, equally increasing, proportionally increasing. It is thus obvious that Hooke's law holds good up to point A, which is called elastic limit. So one point is clear here. Which is elastic limit? Elastic limit is in between O to A, where the Hooke's law holds good. That is called elastic limit. When the material is stressed beyond this limit, means point A, the strain increases more quickly than the stress. Okay, the point B and C are called upper yield, okay, and lower yield respectively. B is the upper yield and C is the lower yield, right? Respectively, the stresses corresponding to point D is called the ultimate stress. After the specimen has reached the ultimate stress, a neck is formed which decreases the cross-sectional area of the specimen. A little consideration will show that the stress or load necessary to break away the specimen at point E is less than the ultimate stress. The stress corresponding to point E called breaking stress. So there are so many stresses we have observed here, right? So let us discuss all those stresses. Okay, it may be noted that what is ultimate stress? Ultimate stress is very simple. Ultimate stresses is the ratio of ultimate load upon original cross sectional area. That is called ultimate stress. And what is the breaking stress? Breaking stress is the ratio of breaking load upon the original cross sectional area. What is breaking load? The load at point E in this figure is called breaking load, and the load at D is called ultimate load. And the percentage reduction in area. What is percentage reduction in area? The original length minus the final length upon the original length into 100 is called the percentage reduction in area. Let us take the original length is 100 mm square, and final, or sorry, original area is 100 mm square, minus final area is what? 110 mm square, and then the original area. So it will come the reduction. Okay, in the reduction scenario, original area will be greater than the final area, right? And in percentage elongation, final area is greater than original area. Okay, sorry, final length is greater than the original length. So it is called final length minus original length upon original length into 100. That is called percentage elongation, means it is elongated. And in the point 3 it is reduced. So original area minus final area, final area is less than upon original area into 100. Okay, so like this we have observed ultimate stresses, breaking stresses, percentage reduction in areas, percentage elongation. All these four things we are dividing by the original things in all the four stresses. What is original? Original cross sectional area, original area, original length. And the other point is defining the type of stresses, like ultimate load is defining the ultimate stresses, breaking load is defining the breaking stresses, original area minus final area is defining the percentage reduction, full length or sorry final length minus original length is the elongation. Okay, so there is two notes written here. First point is the tensile test is performed on ductile materials and the compression test is performed on the brittle materials. Why? Because the tensile stress is for the mild steel. Ductile materials is what? Steel. And the compression is test is for brittle material like concrete. So concrete is brittle material and very good in compression, and steel is very good in tension. Okay, that's why we are conducting the tensile test on the ductile material like bar, and the compression test on the concrete. This is the not one. And second is the ratio of ultimate stress to the working stress is known as factor of safety, and its value is more than 1. This is very important topic for the civil engineering exams, competitive exams, and we always will see in the paper that approx 3 to 4 questions are will be must be there, are there, must be there. Even if I say the basic concepts are also depend on this, so you should observe it, you should read it, and you should note it down here. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Please be circulate, please understand and ask the queries using my email id author@gmail.com. Thank you so much.